Yes, I'm holding card in my purse right now.
And when we got to paint, everybody was like we all just said it at the same time. We was like, ooh.
Hi, my name is Jamar Harrison.
Hi, I'm Del, and you're watching.
You got me on the
No, you know, my car, I only need an oil change every 10,000 miles. And I go to the dealer. Okay, I see you down there. Oh, no, that's just my neighbors, honey. They headed to the jacuzzi. I don't care if I'm going by myself, honey. I sit on the front row every time. I mean, this is Broadway. No, honey, we got them tickets way last year. As soon as she said she was coming, we bought the tickets. Good to see you. Child, that's just my doorman. I ain't cooking nothing. Child, the man on his way right now delivering the food. Yes, indeed. I'm tired. Yes, indeed. I was glad to have it paid off. I ain't doing no seats way up there. Honey, we might as well just put together and get a box. Oh, no. We just got a last-minute ticket to the Caribbean, child. Just some, you know, a little something for the weekend. Let me turn this thing down. That's my daughter's piano, child. You know, we got her in lessons. What happened to your savings? You don't have a savings? Oh, we've been playing that trip. Yeah, honey. That'll be last year. You know we do things in advance. Hey, yeah. That's my neighbor, child. You know, I can see everything off the top floor. Oh, yeah, honey. Let me push this over. Hey, y'all. My lighting is looking amazing if I don't say so myself. Stop playing. Hold on. I put my thing on on airplane mode because I said I was just going to make certain that nothing wasn't interrupting, but now I need to go and invite. Let me tell y'all something. The dedication you have to doing a show every week it's unreal. Like, it's just, you know, you really gotta want it because it's gonna be all you for a minute. Do you hear me? I've been tagging people, and this is on top of the stuff I have to do today. Okay, but let me just get the invites going because I'm gonna just get y'all in the building. And you know how I know I'm ready for success is because sometimes when I'm inviting people, right? Like when you first start doing the show, you suffer imposter syndrome. You be like, no, I don't want to invite them. You know, it's what we do. I don't want them to think, honey, let me tell you something. I be going down the list. I don't care who it is. I don't care if we beat that. We ain't talking about. Get in this show. And I am just so pumped about it because look, I was looking at the numbers because, of course, you know, child, when you're doing this, you be constantly studying the numbers, right? And I was looking at the numbers and I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to just start going live directly on YouTube because I do something called Dale's almost daily vlog. So I go live, not every day, but I go live plenty of times. So, okay, so you know, just vlogging about my feelings, epiphanies. You know, we be having a good time. I be answering questions from people. And, you know, people be joining me from across the seas and young people and old people. So anyway, so on the Dale's, but on that vlog during the daytime when I'll vlog sporadically, it'll be 50 people watching. Now on Tuesdays, it's us, it's 20 people, it's 10 people, it's going back and forth. Sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 10. But when I'm vlogging, sometimes I'll see like 50 people. So I was like, I'm gonna just start going directly from YouTube, and then I was just, but the thing about going directly from YouTube is I can't go to Facebook. So that's why I go through this program called StreamYard. So, okay, so I'm going through StreamYard, but I'm about to give up StreamYard. And then I went to my Facebook, and guess what happened? Child, the Facebook videos got like 500 views. So I'm like, that is way more than my YouTube. So you know what it is like, I guess Facebook is like, oh, okay, this is her show that she pushes out every week. And now they're going to start pushing it out because I went back to look at all the videos, and now all the videos have like much more hits. So I'm like, okay, just when you're about to give, when I tell you, I think what it is when you about to give up, is you let go. So that's why that's why you get exactly what you want, is because you let go, and now the Lord can work as he wants to work. He wants to work for you. He don't want us toiling for the work. He want us to do the work that we're assigned to do, but it's not like getting up in the middle of the night, sharing 3 videos. It's not working yourself to death. It's just doing the task that he told you to do. So I am just so super happy that I kept going, because now the show is, people are actually looking at the show on YouTube, and I mean, not on YouTube, I mean on YouTube too, but like looking at the show on Facebook, and they pushing it out. Okay, that gave me enough time to like promote. And every time I'd be like, all right, that's enough, I just be like, okay, I'm gonna just do one more person. But now let me send out my invites, and now I am ready, because I was not looking at y'all the entire time. First of all, I just want to say thank y'all so much for coming in each and every week, joining the show. Guys, if you are looking at this live right now, do me a favor, share this live with 2 friends. I just cannot thank my audience enough for coming in, okay? And also, if you're looking at this on playback, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button right now, honey. Not right now, because now it's just so much faster than right now. Okay, let me see who in the comments already. Stacy is in the comments. Stacy says, "Ooh, and an AI Obama arrest video. This show is going to be juicy." Yes, it is, Stacy, and I am so glad you are here. The Jacksons are in the first of all, Jamal and Stacy, I'm gonna tell y'all, I do this show for y'all. Okay, I do it for me too, but I do it for y'all. Y'all be here. And my cousin Marcus Jackson is in the building. Marcus, cousin, thank you so much for joining me. Okay, without further ado, okay, because I'm trying to do this show for like an hour. Okay. I want to do it for just like an hour, and I always wind up going over. And I just gotta say this, okay. Shout out to my head writers, my auntie Gwen, okay, who is on the show tonight. She is constantly calling me with the topics and constantly sending the topics. And of course, my best friend, okay, August Kendall, which is, y'all know her by Shawnee Baby, because she's always in the comments. But honey, she is always being like, look, do me a favor, okay, cut down your monologue in the front so we can get the show started, so we can keep it at an hour, okay? Take off, honey. Thank you so much. The Lord sees these efforts. He sees these Black women working, honey, and he is going to get us paychecks for this show. So anyway, so what is so special about the show tonight is not only is Auntie Gwen back, okay, but my best friend that I just mentioned, okay, her son, my nephew, is on today, and he is the founder of Kendall Wade Funeral Homes, okay, Wade Funeral Homes. And guess what? His birthday is tomorrow, so I'm bringing both of them right up, and we is about to celebrate, kicking the show off with a straight celebration. Introducing my guest for the night, Kendall Wade, nephew Kendall Wade, and Auntie Gwen. Hey, y'all. Oh, hold on. Let me get these comments out your face, nephew. Hold on. Stop. Wait a minute. That is not right. Nephew, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you, Auntie. I appreciate it.
Yes. Oh, my word. Happy birthday to my nephew. See, this is why I be busy all day long. Okay, this is why I be busy all day long because I be having to make stuff like this. Okay.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's my first birthday shout out. I appreciate it.
Yes. Okay. Looking stunning on that photo too. That photo is, honey. Let me tell y'all something. Yes. The beauty runs in the family. Nephew, let me tell you this story about you when you was younger. Okay. You was turning 9 years old. Was it 9? You was turning 9 years old. Okay. And your mama asked you, what do you want for your birthday? And you was like, Ma, all I want is 3 3-piece suits and some violin lessons. You remember that?
I remember that time when I was into the violin. Yep, and I've always been a suit. So you could apply that to the 8th birthday, the 10th birthday, all the birthdays. Yeah, I remember that. Wow, you remember that?
Yes, I do, because everybody used to be like, is that your real son? Because he must not come from you. Like, who is asking for violin lessons and not 1, not 2, but 3 3-piece suits at 9 years old? Okay.
You want to know where I got that from? Want me to be honest with you? Show? Brother Louis Farrakhan. He plays the violin and has always been a sharp dresser. And when I saw him play the violin, I wanted to learn the violin because of Louis Farrakhan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he plays classical.
I did not know that.
He used to be a singer. He has some albums out and everything. Look into him.
What? Louis Farrakhan has some albums? I gotta see it, because every time I look at Minister Louis Farrakhan, I be like, I cannot believe this man is a Christian man. Like, all his clips be like, y'all gotta believe in the Christ within. Like,
that is true.
I just be like, what happened, brother, that you went over here to accept this other thing? But I can't explain it. I've gone away too. Okay. And now I'm back with a vengeance. Okay.
Come on now.
Well, Gwen, how was your day? My Auntie Gwen is in the building. How was your day?
It was good up until it was time for me to get off, and the nurse came late, and I was waiting. I was like, oh my, I'm gonna miss the podcast. And
now, where was your key at? Because you say you lost your key when you called me.
I never found it. When I got here, the guy just ran me another one.
Oh, okay. Well, thank goodness this guy was there. Okay.
So happy.
Like, it's probably in between the car seats or something. Guys, I gotta kick it off, okay, because it's the talk of it's the talk of the whole community. Our hearts go out to Malcolm Jamal Warner, his family, tragic passing. And I just want to, and nephew, you could play him on TV. Look at these 2 pictures right here. You could play him. Okay.
They're the same part and everything. You're right. Somebody tag me in the biopic.
No, don't hold on. Don't tag you in the biopic. Hire you for the biopic.
Yeah. Whoever in the talks, tag me. Whoever in the talks, I'll do it. Only if my aunt can be. My aunt got to do a cameo.
That's right. No, I'm gonna be your mama in the movie. Okay, I'm everybody's mama on everything.
That's right.
Please, I'm gonna be your mama in the movie. Okay, like now, in fact, speaking of his mama, I got the best and the sweetest video of his mother. Him doing an interview with his mother, and I'm just gonna play that for
to raise this young man.
Easy. Easy as pie.
Were you easy as pie?
No, really. He was really a good kid. He listened. He was a good kid.
I've always had a really good foundation, which I think is what helped me during the Cosby years, when the job of living in the public eye. Yeah. Because we already had such a strong foundation. Yeah. I think there were life things that my mother was preparing me for.
Y'all. Wow. Now I just got one request from social media. Y'all stop with that sad music. Okay, let this man be a celebration of life. In fact, that's what I want to begin the celebration of. Is I want to just let y'all, look back and give me your fondest memory of Malcolm Jamal Warner, who we know as Theo Huxtable. You know, I grew up with Theo Huxtable. But Gwen, he has some other things that you love. Share your fondest memory and share it in the comments too. And I'll read the comments back. Gwen, starting with you.
I loved him on The Resident. He was so good in The Resident. He was a surgeon, I believe, and he was excellent. I loved it. I loved him in that. And he seems like such a kind person, over the years, of what I've seen him from a distance. He's just seemed like, naturally, 100. He was just seemed like he was a nice guy.
Yeah, he had no scandals either. I don't remember any scandals from this man.
I haven't either. Either.
So I got a little clip of him on the Huxtables. I'm gonna play it for you right now, and then nephew, I'm gonna get to you to share your fondest memory and casting directors. My nephew name is Kendall Wade. He is ready. Let me put it back up here again. He is ready to play the biopic right now. Look at this. I didn't even plan this. Okay. This is the Lord playing right here. He is ready to play the biopic for Malcolm Jamal Warner's life. Okay. He was ready before he passed away. Okay. Now he is really ready because I know y'all gonna be doing one. Let me play this clip I got too from the Theo.
Do you love your father? Yeah. I mean, do you really care about your father? Yeah, Dad. Then if you really care about your father, would you give your father one of those burgers, please? I can't do that. You don't have to worry. Your mother is upstairs, so let me have a burger. Dad, that's not it. I ate them all. Boy, you ate 4 burgers in 40 seconds?
Kendall, I think we got a little freeze it. I'll share mine while nephew is coming back. That whole show left us with great Black America. You're back. Okay, great. I was just saying that whole show left us with great Black America. You know what I mean? Like we got to look at us in the best light, the best family. And that is how a lot of us were growing up. You see these poverty stories, but when I think about my childhood, that was it right there. You know what I mean? Like just having good Black foundation. Why don't you share some memories, some good thoughts you had about Malcolm Jamal Warner?
I think we forget that little time when he became an adult, right? And he got it. He was finding himself as an adult actor with Malcolm and Eddie. Y'all remember that show? Yeah, Malcolm and Eddie. Y'all don't remember that? Gwen, you don't remember that?
Yes, I did.
I remember the title of it, but I didn't watch it that much.
I didn't really watch it though. I didn't really watch it.
It was hilarious. The other guy, who's a little skinny actor, short guy, who was in that. Y'all go back. Malcolm and Eddie. That was a good. Eddie Griffin. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, the comedian.
They had a show together. They did a few seasons. I remember that. But to piggyback on the Huxtables, I love the show and I love the portrayal of the family because and actually it was like the dichotomy of Good Times. It was a spinoff from Good Times because it was still a good positive family, but just a different economic background. You see where I'm going with this? Same family values, same everything, but it just showed you that we can be Black and poor and Black with money and still be Black excellence, whether we're poor or rich. So so I definitely appreciate all his work throughout the year.
Yeah, that definitely was a whole different thing from Good Times because honey, James couldn't keep a job on that show. And then on the Huxtables, they had that one job for all 17 seasons or however long it lasted, So it was just so super great. And we're really going to miss this brother. And I'm just so happy about the legacy that he left. That's what I was wanting to ask you guys. When it comes to building legacy, what's the one thing you want in your legacy? As you build it, as you continue to live, what's the one thing you want in your legacy?
That I've treated people kind, and
Uncle, you want to hop in, or was it for me?
I was saying I just want that I've treated people kind, and maybe I touched somebody. I don't know. That's what I would want. The way.
What about you, nephew? Nephew, I think you a little delayed.
Now,
You
yeah, I
there?
am just a little delayed, but I'm hearing you guys. Legacy wise, yes, ma'am. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, I'm sorry about my system, but no. When it comes to legacy, I think the biggest thing is I just want to prepare the next generation with some of the tools that I wasn't prepared with. My mom and her generation wasn't prepared with. Right. When it comes to financial literacy and stuff like that, I think those things are very important. I mean, do I want to work hard and leave my family a will and not a bill? Sure, right. But more importantly, I think it's more about like the principles and some of the stuff I can instill in just making sure that they got one more leg up than I did. I think that's going to be my priority when it comes to my legacy. But before
Yeah.
we hop off of Malcolm, I do want to say that they're saying that he drowned, right?
Yeah.
And if that is the case, I would encourage people, because when I am on travels, one thing that we don't take seriously, those who aren't always around water, we'll go to the pool, we'll go to the beach, but we don't take seriously riptides. So for those who, do go to beaches and stuff like that, look up a riptide, learn how to swim out of it. It's not difficult to swim out of it, but you got to know what you're doing so you can be successful. So I just want to encourage
Wow.
people to look into that riptides.
Wow.
It will sneak up on you, and they say like Olympic swimmers can't swim out of it if they swim out of it wrong. So look into that.
Wow.
That's
Most oceans have signs up that will tell you how to swim out of riptide.
Wow.
So look into that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
have to look into it because I be at the beach. You know what I mean? And I'm letting the waves come up, and I'm gonna definitely have to look into it because it's just you saying the instructions. I feel like you gotta like swim with it. You know what I mean? Like you gotta like
So
if the
so so
riptide is going this way, go
So,
ahead.
so the riptide, it opens up and kind of flows like that. So people naturally want to flow through the opening. You have to swim diagonally out of the riptide first, and then come into shore. If you try, because you're gonna be swimming while it's pulling, because the riptide is pulling the water away from shore. So you think you're swimming in an opening, but no, you're swimming in the cycle. You got to swim outside of it laterally, right? And everybody just Google. Look on YouTube, find a quick video, and show you how to swim out of it.
I'm not gonna never have that problem.
Quinn said you ain't going in there. You
I
ain't
know,
going in there.
I'm sorry.
Live your life, just be safe. Live your life, just be safe.
The boat gonna have to tip me over into it for me to learn how to do that.
First of all, we got some comments out here. Hey, Greg, I see you in the building. Jamal says Malcolm had the whole world wanting to wear Gordon Cottrell. Okay, from the Cosby's. Yes. Clarence says I would like to be known as one who created something to leave for who comes after me. You know what? And I am. And also too, Stacy says happy birthday, Ken. Jamal says who knew that Lewis could woo woo woo?
Look it
Who
up.
knew that
Don't
Louis
sleep on him.
Farrakhan? I'm gonna look up Louis Farrakhan singing and playing the guitar because you said I'm with you. I don't go into the shark's house. The thing is, I think I would like to be known for my forgiveness, like being able to actually forgive, because it is a very hard thing. And, I do want to not just be kind, but to be like, like that be in my repertoire. Is like, she actually forgives. So I'm just working on it, but I feel like if I can get that one quality, because that's really, it blocks us or propels us into heaven, heaven on earth and heaven here. So Anyway, if you're looking at this right now on the live, do me a favor, share this live with 2 friends. And I want to thank y'all so much for joining us. If you are looking at this on playback, hit that subscribe button right now. Not right now, because now is just so much faster than right now. And I got to move on because I saw this video, and I think you saw this video.
Donald Trump actually posted this online on his social media page. Just take a look. Yeah, that's an AI video of Obama getting arrested by the FBI while Donald Trump sits there and creepily smiles. That actually came from the sitting president of the United States, which is so depressing for so many different reasons. But the main point here is that, yes, that's insane. Like, that is crazy that the president is doing that, but it's also a distraction. Donald Trump in the past day has gone on this posting tirade, accusing Obama of committing crimes, saying he's going to get arrested and things like that. And he's obviously doing it to distract us from the Epstein files. He wants us to...
Okay, so, that's what every viral influencer was saying. He's doing it to distract us from the Epstein files. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and bring the attention on the Epstein files. Well, actually, the Epstein allegations. I created a game show, guys. And that's what we're going to do right now is we're going to get this game show going. First of all, if you just tuned in right now, we do the show each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. Today, I got with me my nephew, Kendall Way, whose birthday is tomorrow. Woo, woo! And my auntie Gwen in the building. Okay, so I created this game because guys, there's a lot of allegations going around about the Epstein files, and auntie Gwen and nephew Kendall Wade is here to play Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Epstein. Okay. Y'all gonna let me know, are these allegations totally true or fake news? I'm gonna give you an allegation.
It's not fake.
You said what? You said
allegedly it's not fake.
Okay, so this is what I want to say this right here, guys, before we even get started, before y'all even get looking at it. This whole show is allegedly, okay? Don't come for me, all right? This whole show is allegedly. Everything you see, you might not even be seeing this right now, okay? So, but anyway, we are gonna play this game called Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Epstein. I'm gonna give you the two I'm gonna give you the allegation. You let me know, is it totally true or is it fake news? Okay, so here's allegation number 1. Let me pull it up. Allegation number 1. Donald Trump once signed a nude outline of a woman in a birthday card for Jeffrey Epstein, writing, "May every day be another wonderful secret." Totally true or fake news?
Probably true.
True.
Hold on. Was that one too easy for y'all? Okay. Was that too easy for y'all? Totally true. Okay. In 2002, Trump allegedly contributed a typewritten nude silhouette in Epstein's birthday scrapbook with that message. Trump denies its authenticity and is suing the Wall Street Journal over this claim. Okay. Allegation number 2 is heating up. Trump was photographed partying with Epstein at Mar-a-Lago, where he was filmed patting women on their behinds. Totally true or fake news?
It's got to be true.
True.
Yeah.
It's right in your face.
And Trump always talking about grabbing other parts. I'm not.
No. It's not Steve.
Okay. Let's get the answer up. Okay, totally true. NBC footage from 1992 shows Trump and Epstein at Margo with NFL cheerleaders. He's visually touching these cheerleaders. Okay, let's go on to number 3. See what y'all got. Allegation number 3. Donald Trump was found guilty in court of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl at Epstein's New York townhouse. Totally true or fake news?
This is my first time hearing that. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them.
So I don't know. Allegedly, it might be.
I hope that's not.
Is it totally true or fake news?
True. I'm gonna say true.
True. Say true.
Okay, true. Okay, let me get the answer up here. It is fake news. In 2016, a lawsuit alleged Trump and Epstein sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl, but the suit was dismissed and Trump was never charged. Okay.
Hey, that don't mean it didn't happen.
Well, see, this was the allegation, because that's what you gotta. That's the key word here. Trump was found guilty. Okay, Trump was found guilty. Okay, so now you can remember allegation. Here's number 4. Donald Trump flew on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet nicknamed Lolita Express at least once.
I believe that's
totally true or fake news.
That's true.
Okay, totally true or fake news. Okay, cool.
About 7 times.
About 7 times. Gwen, I should have put a bonus in there. It is according to Epstein. Trump took at least 7 trips on Epstein's jet. He denied ever visiting the private island. Okay.
I know. I read that somewhere.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is, I don't. When I be looking this stuff up, I haven't read a lot of stuff. I'm over here. Everything is he say, she say to me. So that's why I even wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Because it's allegation. Is it true? Is it not? Anyway, let me put number 5 up here. Let me see what y'all got. Epstein once claimed that Trump liked to sleep with the wives of his best friends and that he helped Trump meet Melania. Totally true or fake news?
True. Absolutely true. A greedy man like that wants everybody.
I think it's true.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we got some. Hold on. Number 5. Let me see what the comments said before I put the cousin. Hey cousin. You said Trump is never charged for anything. You got that right. Okay. Let's put it. So here was number 5. Trump's like to sleep with the best friends of his wives, and Epstein claimed that he helped Trump meet Melania. Let me get the answer number 5 up here. Totally true. Epstein reportedly made these claims in secret recorded audio tapes, including that Trump met Melania on Epstein's plane. Trump denies these claims. These are all allegations. So the answer is whether or not allegations are true. Okay, let me get the last 2 going. Allegation number 6. Donald Trump was officially listed in Jeffrey Epstein's infamous Black Book of Client Contacts as a VIP guest list of Little St. James Island. Is it totally true or fake news?
True.
I would think it's true.
You would think it's true? He was listed in the Black Book? Okay, let me get the answer up here. See what the answer was. Fake news. While Trump's name appeared in Epstein's social media contacts and flight logs, he was not listed as a client or VIP of Epstein's Island in the Black Book. There's no evidence Trump ever visited Little St. James. Okay, last one, which almost had a sneak peek out there. Donald Trump publicly said that Epstein did amazing work with underprivileged youth during his 2009 presidential campaign. Totally true or fake news?
Fake news.
I don't know. Because Donald said everybody's doing a great job, but then he was showing you in a heartbeat.
I'm
gonna say he said it. I'm gonna say he said it.
He might have said it, but he only did it.
Nah, because he literally would just be glorifying everything and everybody. Oh, that's wonderful or horrible. It's just no gray area with him.
He's doing it as a cover up, a cover.
So it's fake news or it's totally true?
I think it's fake news.
Okay. Kendall says true. Auntie Gwen says fake news. Here is the answer for number 7, which is totally fake news. Okay, Trump never made any public praise of Epstein's work with youth. In fact, once Epstein was arrested, Trump publicly distanced himself, saying, "I'm not a fan of his." After he had all the pictures with Epstein and everything. Guys,
he called him a creep to this day. He called him a creep. Y'all still talking about that creep?
Throw you on the bus.
You know, the thing about it too is we just see some videos of people, you know, black people are torn with the Republican Party. You know, people feel like, you know, of course the Democrats, every time, you know, I'm following a lot of Democrat stuff. Democrats hate Trump, they hate everything he's doing. But I see a lot of videos about God using Trump and you know, what have the Democrats done for black people in 60 years? And I want to get to those videos, but before I get to those videos, I want to just say, hit that subscribe button right now, y'all. We do this each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you're looking at this live, do me a favor and share this live with 2 friends, okay? Because I want to play this video and I want to I want to see what you think about what these guys are saying, okay?
Once that civil rights generation go on to glory, and when you got the new black people that's coming up, I said, oh, it's going to be a different day. And the Democrats, I know they feared this day coming because the Democrat Party now is in shambles. Why? Because they cannot use the Civil Rights Act and say, oh, come vote for us. No. We are a different generation. We need our reparations. We have seen the Democrat Party be the main party against reparations. They'll say, oh, it's the Republicans. No, it's you. Black folk gave you 60 plus years of faithful voting. And what have you did with? Nothing. You gave all the resources and everything that we fought for to illegal immigrants. That's what you did over the years. You gave it to white women. You gave it to white LGBT. You gave it to white disabled. Everything that we fought for. And now black folks saying, no.
Right about that.
I'm gonna kick it off in the comments, okay? Because it's not like he's lying.
I remember reparations came up, you know, and then he's right about that.
You know,
came up.
Exactly. So what and that's the question I'm gonna pose, and I'm gonna pose this in the comments too, because I want y'all to kick off the comments early. Man says the Dems has 60 years. Is it time for black people to start voting Republican? I mean, they, you know.
No, not Republican.
but what is it? What is it? Because we've been voting for a party that's not even with reparations. And then when they do diverse programs, diverse programs, they are giving most of the privileges out to people that are not black. So what is our allegiance? Nephew, take this one.
I think that we have to rise above this two-party system. I tell people all the time, you know, what if I told you that left wing and right wing were two wings on the same bird and they need each other to fly, right? The Democratic Party, the Republican Party, they flip-flop every, 100 years, right? The Republican Party initially started off as an abolitionist party. Black people, we were originally Republicans. Dr. King and many other blacks were Republicans. But it wasn't until, we need to get Kennedy elected. And also Roosevelt played a part in us becoming Democrats because of the New Deal. We had to keep him in office for 4 terms. Long story short, we don't need to be voting party. We need to be voting issue. Don't come in my face and tell me, don't tell me, oh, I'm a Democrat, vote for me and those Republicans. I don't want to hear party. What are you going to do? What have you done for me lately? And what are you going to do for me next? Because politicians only have 2 priorities, and that's to get elected and stay elected. So we don't continue to hold them accountable, not the party accountable, the people accountable. Take Prince George's County, for example. I live here in Maryland. Prince George's County is a black mecca when it comes to predominantly African-American counties. Our school system, now listen, we got mansions. We pay the highest property tax in the state of Maryland. Everybody got 4-door Porsches. But our school system is second from the bottom in the state of Maryland. So when you take those counties,
the richest county,
second from the bottom in the state of Maryland, we're just above Baltimore City. So what you do is you got counties where they got more cattle than they got citizens. Their school system is higher than ours. That's because our priorities are, and guess what? We're all Democrats around here, okay? So it's not about party, it's issue. We got to get out of that. People always want to, I don't want to hear what they got to say because of this. I don't want to say because of that. Listen, we got to listen to the person. and look at their track record. Look at the track record and listen to the person, and then that's how we need to vote. I'm not going to say, not vote Democrat, because we sure enough can't keep voting for these crazy Republicans. These people are out of their minds. Out of their minds. But anyway, so that's my thing. We got to vote person and issue and not worry about party politics.
Okay. Jamal says this in the comments. 1 second, Gwen. Jamal says this in the comments. If the current state has not revealed enough, no, we don't need to vote Republican. We need to vote for decency.
That's right.
I mean, I hear it. For a person like myself and others, sometimes you go in the booth and you're afraid to identify as independent because some of the things, you feel like your vote won't be counted, if you go independent, because you want to make it count on certain things, and I do feel like, I'm fair. I've voted for some Republican people that are in office, just based on what they were believing in or what they were campaigning on. But then also too, I went to see, some Republicans have switched to Democrats, some Democrats have switched to Republicans, and I'm just like, what? Y'all just switching over to get whatever vote. You know what I mean? You're not, some people were switching parties. So Gwen, what were you gonna say?
Now I was telling Kendall, I agree with him. Vote for you vote for what are you offering us? That's what you vote for. You don't vote for a party. You vote for what are you offering my community?
Okay. And let me just pose the question then again a different way. If they are not offering the community, like they were offering DEI, but then the DEI was getting to all the other people except for us. We were the last to get the DEI. Then they offering the Medicare, but then all the foreigners come over here, and then they have and I'm with people having health care, period. I don't care where they come from, but that is how this man is looking at it. So if we are giving you the vote, we're giving the person the vote who happens to be attached to the party, and it hasn't worked out for us so far. What is the reservation? Because to me, you got to try something different. If these other people will not advance, they will not. They will say they're for you, but then everyone else gets the benefit. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Kendall.
Well, so here's the issue. The issue is we have taken our vote for granted. Now, I don't want to really get into it too much tonight, but America has not appreciated the African American community since we got here. Okay, they but that's another conversation. This is what I want you to look into. Look into the Voter Extension Act. We got to start there. Black Americans, we don't even have a permanent right to vote in this country. They every so many years they have to sign something called the Voter Extension Act, giving us an extended right to vote in this country. Look into it. Okay? Every so many years, Congress has to pass this ceremonial bill, and the president signs it at the White House. He'll bring civil rights leaders and stuff like that, give them an ink pen. So we don't even have a permanent right to vote. So that's the first thing we need to address, right? Second thing is we don't get out to vote. With talking to people on the other side of the aisle, Republicans, when they're looking at different communities, they consider certain predominantly Black Democratic communities as a win. And I said to them, when y'all canvass, how do you calculate that as a win? They're Democrats. They said because they're not going to go out and vote. So we're going to count them not voting as a leverage for us when it comes to us counting our vote. We got to get out there and vote. Look at all of the numbers. People say my vote don't count. Yes, it does. Now on the national level, we have the college of what is it called? I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. When you have to vote not the popular vote, and then you have the
electoral vote.
The electoral college, yes. So the electoral college, that's a system that we need to look into again, see if it's still necessary. But on the local stuff, I'm talking about the people who affect your educational system locally, people who affect your the policing locally. That stuff, every single vote counts. So when we don't go out, now most of us will go and vote in the presidential election because we want to be able to say I voted, got the little sticker posted on Instagram, right? But the small elections for governor, right? The person who can say if your state can have abortions or not. The same, the county executive who appoints a police chief, and the police chief is either going to be racist or not. These elections, matter. Local election is where it really meets the metal. The meat meets the metal. So I would say that we got to first fight for a permanent right to vote in this country. We got to get out there and vote and show them that we are voting, we are showing up, and a lot of us, you know, we just sit back and let people make decisions for our lives, and then we find ourselves in the same cycle.
There's some, I was just looking over here, and there's some key pieces of legislation that's been introduced. The John Lewis Voting Rights Act Advancement Act, you know, aims to restore and strengthen protections of voting rights Act of 1965. The Safeguard American Voter Eligibility, which is introduced to both the House and Senate, will require individuals to provide documentary proof of U.S. citizenship, such as a passport or birth certificate, when registering to vote in federal elections. Then we got the Universal Right to Vote by Mail Act, you know, which would expand voting by mail in federal elections by prohibiting states from imposing additional conditions or requirements to cast ballots by mail. And then the Let America Vote Act, introduced in the House. This bill will require states to permit unaffiliated voters to permit in primary elections for federal office. So many other things. Here's another video too that I found, you know, on TikTok, you know, about this guy.
Why is God using Trump in this administration? I know a lot of people don't like Trump for his personality. They don't agree with everything that he's doing. They don't agree with all of his tactics. But God indeed is using Trump and this administration for a reason. You see, even though Trump may not be the best personification of a Christian, he still is making decisions that favor Christians. He's still making decisions that favor women. He is still making decisions that favor the laws of God. But why is God allowing this to happen if it's all going to be taken away the next term? If another Democrat comes in, then everything is going to switch, and then the pendulum's going to swing, and they're going to undo everything that Trump did, and then we're just going back and forth again. But that's the thing. We are reaching the end times, which means the pendulum has swung and it's stopping. And it's swung to the right. And now Trump is the person that God is using to set the stage for God's people to harvest. This is why, whether Trump is Christian or not, the things that God is using him to do is in favor of the Christians. The things that God is calling him to do is always related to America and Israel, to Christians and Israel. The reason why,
you know, so much to unpack, but not a lot, because when I look at something like this with this video, right, and I'm just gonna, you know, is Trump setting us up to win? I do feel like okay, like if the, you know, I of course I don't want to lose my health care, but I feel like, you know, when people lose like EBT or they lose certain things that they were reliant upon. Now, of course, I'm not wishing that on the people that need it the most, but I do feel like, you know, a lot of black millionaires going to come out of that. You know, a lot of people will be pushed into millionairedom, you know, from not being able to rely on systems. I just got an email from the SBDC that said, you know, the big beautiful bill that Trump passed, it said it was the most beneficial to small businesses because of the corporate taxes. So and I just want to ask y'all, you know, do you feel like, although this administration is being run by this guy, is it setting Black America up for the win?
Well, look, billionaires has benefited welfare. So Elon Musk, okay, all of those things that he benefited. He's a billionaire. He benefited. So
I mean, and I feel like we need to know how to do that. Like, we need to know how to get those government contracts. Like, that's the only kind of welfare I want, you know, is a government contract. You know, you can keep the EBT, but let me get $1 million contract for something, because that, that's golden. You know what I'm saying? So, Kendall, I see you looking with the face of confusion. What's thoughts on this? What's your thoughts?
I'm calling BS on the guy's video. Trump is not doing God's work. Trump is doing the work of a certain percentage of America. And let me explain what I mean by that. You cannot say somebody's doing God's work if in one sentence he's doing a godly act, but then in another sentence he's not, right? The Bible was very clear about that. The Bible says that sweet and bitter cannot flow from the same fountain. So you cannot be a Christian motive, with non-Christian examples. I'm calling BS, period. What Trump is doing, Trump is a master agitator. He is somebody who wants to come in and stir up any pot he can for any reason made available to him. Look at the Redskins. He's talking about cutting that deal in DC if they don't change their name back. But they changed their name because their name was historically racist and offensive to the indigenous people. So is that godly? Is that Christian? No, it's not. So I'm calling BS, right? What Trump wants to do is he wants to do anything he can to remain in power. And the people who voted for him, the people who donated, they don't want certain people playing sports. They don't want certain people getting married. They don't want certain people having jobs. And so he's doing everything they want and not necessarily God's will. It may look coincidental, but we have to be careful because Minister Farrakhan told us that something like this is a wicked agenda wrapped in a noble deed. So we got to keep that in mind.
Are they all like, because this is where I feel like you said, the two wings on the same bird. Because I do look at all of the great things about Obama. I look at Obama. I love Obama. That was, an upstanding brother. But then also I think about the, just permitting, gay marriage and, and that's not in the Bible either. You know what I mean? So I just think about
a president supposed to look at all the people, every walk of life, every walk. So he is a president. It's not his personal thing. He's looking at as a president. And
I feel you on it's not being a personal thing, but like as soon as it's guys, keep in mind, I am not a Trump supporter. I am a God supporter, and I just have to look at everything, from an even playing field when I'm asking these questions. I'm playing heaven's advocate, when I'm asking these questions. So, but I do look at like when Trump got into office, the first thing he said was, a man is a man and a woman is a woman, and that's something that has been, the lines have been blurred for so long. If you look at every application, everything you check it, it's just like, how do you identify, and there is no how you identify in biblical terms, so I look at those type of things, and not to say that Trump is Christian, but I do feel like, the Lord has used a lot of kings to advance his people, a lot of evil kings, and to advance his people. And I'm not calling Trump evil. I'm not calling anyone good or evil. I'm just saying that, with this brother saying Trump is using God to advance us, the church, and wanting to
God, Trump using him itself.
No, not Trump using God. First of all, Jamal said this in the comments. Jamal said Trump is doing his own work. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jamal.
Jamal said, I need a good church mother to give him a side eye. Hold on, Jamal. Hold on. I had to give him the side eye rip. Hold on, Trump. Hold on.
Everything Trump doing is for the himself.
And his golf buddies.
And his rich millionaire who we think is his friends. I don't think he has friends, really.
Well, I mean, at this stage, honey, you just have associates. You really don't have, because you're being watched left and right. So
He
it's
wants
all
friends.
associates, huh?
He wants friends.
Well, he had the Epstein. That friend is dead.
No, well, he just called him what he called him?
He said he's not a fan of his.
He called him I forgot what he called him. Y'all still talking about that creep or something? He called him something. That's supposed to be your.
What I want to add to that is I'll just say this. I'll say that Trump's behavior thus far. Y'all got to remember, this man's only been in office 7 months.
I know, this is crazy.
7
It feels
months.
like it's been like 4 years already.
Listen, we're 7 months into a 4-year sentence. All right, and I'm serious. And so, with that being said, I mean, I'm just trying to brace myself for what's next. Every week is something. And if you all, and I'm not trying to give out no shout outs. I'm not trying to put a plug in. But if you all want some real comedy, follow the official White House page on Instagram. You're going to see it is so ghetto. They posted They posted these ghetto memes and then these ridiculous stuff. Just look it up. And what I do is I sit back and say to myself, if it was a black man in office, they will crucify him. But that's another conversation.
Wait, my sister Denise says 6 months. Don't give him an extra month. It's been 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, it's coming though. The 7 month is coming.
I just feel like, no matter what's going on, we gonna be fine. Like, we have been through presidents that wanted to keep us enslaved. When I think about the, some of the Democrat, presidents, making stiffer laws to lock up black men, allowing drugs to come into the community, working alongside the FBI to put drugs in our community. We've survived those kind of evils as well. So that's really why I'm not looking at Trump as, some people are like, is this the Antichrist? First of all, I just want to say this too is, because people be like the Antichrist. Honey, anything that is Antichrist is the Antichrist. Okay. That's what it means. It's Antichrist. Okay. But I do feel like, we gonna be fine through this whole process. And I feel like black people just need to really sit and let the Lord do it, and that's what this guy was saying on the video, is that God is using Trump so we can turn our attention to God and not to man, because before we've been looking at man to save us, and man cannot save us, so you said God does pick our leaders. The Bible said when there is a good king, the people rejoice, and when there's an evil king, they're in despair. Yeah, you right there. Wait, hold on. Now they arguing in the comments what the time is. 7 months. Fix it, Jesus. Honey, here, hold on. Well, I gotta interrupt you on these very special comments to show you a video that Satan, a call that Satan made to the Lord himself.
Hey God, it's Satan. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I know you're, but hear me out. I just have a quick bone to pick with you. Okay. So I was on Earth the other day, which, by the way, I love what you've done with the place. Yeah. This is like Old Testament you. I'm obsessed. Okay. Well, hold on one second, please. Guys, I'm on the phone with God. Keep it down. Oh, sorry, the screaming. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, I was just noticing on my little stroll, some of your followers are racist. Yeah, and that's like my thing. We talked about this. Like that, how are they worshiping you, and then can they pick a side? I know you didn't explicitly say Jesus isn't white in the Bible. I thought you should have, but anyway, can like Gabriel go down there and like fix this? Because I just want them to be like on my side if they're going to be racist. I don't want them to get.
Oh God, that is what I feel about the whole MAGA, because the MAGA culture essentially they voted for the separatism, you know. That's what got him into office. So that's who is supporting you. You know, and although y'all
Christians, but they
supposedly,
don't nobody brown or not,
and that's honey, it's not Christian. And also too, we gotta watch it too, you know, from
so
yeah.
hopefully.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying they all profess to be Christians, and then but they don't want to help anybody that's black or brown, is different from them. They want to help all the people that look like them. So how you can call yourself a Christian, and hopefully, this guy here, when you get where you're going, that's going to be on your, on your list of what you did, to get into the kingdom. I'm just saying, I don't know how they can feel that way. I don't know.
I'm not saying this specifically to like every person, right? We're talking in general context, right? But most white folk don't need God like black folk need God. Most of them they don't mind God, right? And they'll stay within the boundaries of it as long as they can have the lifestyle that they want, that superior lifestyle. Because think about it. During slavery, they made themselves the master over the slave, and they only emphasized certain scriptures that reiterated the separation between the races and their superiorness. Even the image of Christ that we see is not biblically or historically correct, So I said to say that, I'm not saying they don't love God, but they just don't need him how we need him sometimes,
Well, also too, I wrote this in my book. It's funny you should mention it. And I wrote this in my book is how while the history of this country, while they were training black people to be subservient, they were training white people to be devils, and what happens with this with skin is they have been able to rely on skin for so long for privileges, loans, cars, advances, where you could stay at. The skin has been enabling them so long that it has put them at a severe, well, basically those who rely on it, not everyone, but it has put them at a severe disadvantage because they don't feel they need God, and God is, he wants to be needed. He wants to do things for you so that he gets the glory. And so there lies the terminology. Even I was thinking the other day too, even the terminology white, I'm starting to give a side eye with people who use the term white, because white was created to make a group of people first of all multiply in numbers, but also to feel superior. And so it's really not a race, it is a political term that is used. And whenever they use it, it is now saying I'm exercising privilege, whereas when you meet someone and they are a person that is of God, and they are may not be the same color as us, but they love everyone, they will identify as their actual nationality. You meet somebody and they'll be like, oh, I'm Irish, I'm this, I'm that, so
that's another conversation. There was a book about back before the Irish were white, and it talks about how just systematically, people, they'll say, oh, when it benefits them, they don't say, I'll be what you think I am. But the minute it's time for some difference to be said, oh no, I'm not white, I'm Jewish. Or, oh no, I'm not white, I'm Irish. I just
Stacey said two things can be true at the same time. Jamal says we have fought for equality, they were fighting for supremacy. Every time I use the word they, I just have to say, guys, like, I'm telling you, the Lord sent me some very good white friends so I can take out they out of my terminology. Because you can miss your blessing by categorizing people all in one thing. When you know what I mean, when everyone is not like that. But also too is, one thing I want to make sure that I don't miss out on is my blessing for not giving people mercy, even based on people's history. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, Black people, we've been so hurt, so oppressed, we can forget to forgive. And forgiving means going forward, in full forgetfulness into your opportunity, your next. Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, first of all, I got one last funny video that I want to play for you guys. It was, since we're speaking about race and togetherness.
Are very beautiful. Oh, I like the black girls. You like the hip hop, like the Kendrick Lamar.
Be for real, bro. Are you kidding me right now?
Do you know how to do the twerking? The Beyonce, the da 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 da. The twerking.
Please, are you serious? You're just saying that because I'm black, right?
Yes. We could be the Wiz Khalifa. The Wiz Khalifa. We could be the black and yellow, black and yellow, black and.
Oh my God. First of all, I have thoroughly enjoyed y'all tonight. I cannot thank you guys enough for always being in the comments, y'all. Like, I love it that y'all come and watch the show every week. I thank y'all so much for coming and support me. And I just want to thank my guests too. Auntie Gwen is here with the great lighting. Nephew is here. Want to just say this again before we get out of here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. First of all, y'all do me a favor. When y'all make the biopic for Malcolm Jamal Warner, y'all better get my nephew. There is no other person that looks like this man. Okay, get my nephew over here. Happy birthday, nephew.
Thank you.
First of all, tell everybody what you got going on and where they can find you.
You all can find me on all platforms, Kendall Wade, simply as just my name. More importantly, outside of business, with the funeral home and politics, we are still pushing forward with our advocacy with the International Children's Memorial. So, we'll be in a city near you advocating for violence to end against children. I know politics is split in different places, but one thing we all can agree on is that we need to leave our children out of the foolishness and out of harm's way. They deserve a life, and without them, what does our future look like without them? So just keep that mission in your prayers, please. Send well wishes our way while we still navigate through advocating for this international cause.
Amen. And I'm gonna be keeping you in prayer, nephew. And you guys keep him in prayer. And I will post your link too on Instagram. And Gwen, let everybody know what you got going on and how they can get in contact with you.
Still working on my my website. I'm trying to make it good. In between working, it's slowing me up, but I'm still I'm still working at it.
But you got a website that's up though too.
Yeah, I do. But I want to, I want to make it better. So
I know, but they can still go to it when it, how it is. Y'all go to GwenDoriaA.com. That's her website, and you can order the shoe right there on her website, guys. And follow her. And guys, please do me a favor. Follow me. Lord, I am everywhere doing everything, but mainly on Instagram, where I put out a lot of funny videos. Follow me there. Follow me here. Subscribe. If you're looking at this on playback, guys, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button right now. Not right now, but right now, because now is just so much faster than right now. And if you need to get in touch with me, do me a favor and hit me on my website. I am DaleHarrison.com. Until next time. And y'all do not hang up, because we need to upload y'all footage after this. Until next time, thank you so much for everybody in the comments. Jamal, Stacy, Sister Denise, everyone that's in there, Greg that came by, cousin that came by. Thank y'all so much. And until next time, I'll see you right here on The Dale Show next Tuesday, 7 p.m.